Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take sources and really try to pull out the key insights for you.
That's the plan.
So today we're getting into something quite fascinating. We've got excerpts from Kylie Paige, Life, Mystery, and Sudden Demise.
Quite the title.
It really is. Our mission, I guess,
Yeah.
is to figure out who Kylie Paige really was based on these excerpts. Her life, the mystery, that sudden death.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, a title like that, Life, Mystery, and Sudden Demise, it immediately pulls you in, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It taps into that universal curiosity about stories with intrigue, with an unexpected ending. It just makes you want to know more.
It's like a very powerful hook. But okay, beyond the title, what do the excerpts actually tell us about her, about Kylie Paige herself?
Right, that's the core of it. And the excerpts, well, they start building this picture of someone incredibly driven.
Driven, okay.
Yeah, from pretty humble beginnings, actually. It details her rise, getting involved with a tech startup that was, let's say, controversial.
Controversial, how?
Well, the source points to her rapid financial success, but also these sort of persistent whispers about maybe unethical dealings along the way.
Ah, okay. So ambition mixed with a bit of shadow.
Exactly. That mix really lays the groundwork for the mystery part later on. It paints a picture of a life lived, kind of close to the edge.
So it's not just some random mystery then. It feels grounded in her actual life, her professional choices.
Precisely. And the source seems to really try and connect those dots. How do these early struggles, the successes, the controversies, how do they lead to the mystery?
Yeah, how does it make that connection?
It's quite interesting how it's structured. There's a chapter 2 apparently, that zeroes in on this one specific really high-stakes business deal she handled.
Okay.
And the source basically suggests that deal, that particular event, might be where the real mystery surrounding her later life actually started.
So like a direct link.
It implies a pretty direct link, yeah, between that business deal and, well, the sudden demise. It doesn't spell out the cause of death, not in the excerpts anyway.
Right.
But it definitely introduces certain characters, certain financial entanglements around that deal that make you start thinking, well, prime suspects almost.
It really draws you in, doesn't it? The idea that it's this web cause and effect, maybe not just some tragic accident.
Exactly. It makes it much more compelling.
Does the source give different perspectives on her? Or is it just one view?
Oh, absolutely. It presents quite conflicting viewpoints, which I think adds to the depth.
Like what?
Well, you get these accounts from, say, former colleagues. Some describe her as pretty ruthless, manipulative even.
Ouch.
But then there's another section with close friends, and they paint a totally different picture. Fiercely loyal, someone deeply misunderstood.
So you're left to figure it out.
Pretty much. The
Yeah.
excerpts just lay out these contrasting views side by side. They don't seem to pick a side. It leaves it up to you, the listener, to kind of assemble the pieces.
Right.
It reinforces that the mystery isn't just about what happened, but maybe about who she truly was. The complexity of Kylie Paige herself.
So what does this all mean?
Wow.
It sounds like these excerpts, they actually deliver on that initial promise. It's not just a catchy title.
It seems that way.
It offers a real look into this complex person, Kylie Paige, and shows how her life, her choices, seem directly tied to the mystery of her end. The source doesn't just dangle a mystery, it gives you the context, the details that make you actually care about finding answers.
And that really brings up a fascinating point, doesn't it? Why do stories framed like this mystery sudden demise grab hold of us so strongly?
Yeah, why is that?
Especially when, like, here you get these specific, tangible details about a real person's journey. I think it's because these narratives, they inherently push us to seek understanding, to find patterns, even if the final answers aren't fully there.
Even if they remain elusive.
Exactly. It makes you wonder about the rest of the story, what else isn't in the excerpts, and maybe what we can learn from a life that ended so, well, brutally. It's quite provocative.